Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is about exposing a two-faced person, whoever that may be in your life, and we are going to get after it. And each pile we will be doing initials, so do stick around at the end of each pile to verify the reading. And let's go ahead and get into it. We have pile number 1, which is the balance pile. We can see the purple and green and blue colors here on this balance card. If you're feeling the energy of pile number 1, you'll choose that. For pile number 2, we have the pride card, which is the gold color or the yellow color with the orange and blue on it. If you're feeling those colors or the energy of that card, you'll choose pile number 2. And for pile number 3, we have red and blue. If you're feeling the energy of pile number 3 with the red and blue, you'll choose this card. It says abundance on it. Abundance for pile number 3. So we have balance, pride, and abundance. And go directly to the description box below to find your pile. And for those of you that are wanting to watch all piles, or you feel like there's more than one person, you're more than welcome to do that. And we will go ahead and begin. If you're interested in following me on social media, I'm Natalie H. Astrology on Blue Sky. And for those of you that would like readings with me, details are in the description box below for how to request one. And like I said, we're going to be doing initials on each pile, so that is exciting. And take a little drink of water there. I'm going to ring the bell. And we will go ahead and begin. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the balance card, and today's reading is about exposing a two-faced person in your life and finding out what is really going on with this situation. Do stick around to the end, as we will be doing initials at the end of your reading. So pile number 1, take a deep breath. Fix your posture, my loves. Shoulders down, back straight. Chin forward, pile number 1. And let's take a deep breath together. Feet firmly planted on the ground if you've got those feet on the ground. And let's go ahead, let's expose if there is a person here for pile number 1, and hopefully not. Maybe there's not, right? A fake yeah, we just saw the 9 of Cups. So it's nice to know if everybody in your life is good and happy for you and there's no trouble, right? We don't need any more trouble. But if there is, we will go ahead and take a look for pile number 1 and see. Okay, let's go ahead and see. Let's find out. Spirit, show me the traits of a two-faced person in pile number 1's life, please. Show me the traits, please. Show me their traits. Did I say pile number 2? I meant pile number 1. Sorry, my loves. When I'm channeling, my head just goes out the window. We have the King of Swords. Okay, 2 of Swords, and the Hierophant. Okay. Pile number 1. It looks like you do deal with a lot of stubborn and opinionated people, but you have a way of going your own way when no one else is looking, which I absolutely love about you. Okay, and let's go ahead and see what we've got going on here. We have Goddess. Oh, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Okay, and a shadow aspect could be someone who exploits the female nature and form. Okay, and that's coming out under the King of Swords. So somebody who has all the right words and somebody who says all the right things but is very exploiting of women, or maybe has a very misogynistic view towards women, or very thinking that they're smarter than women, or trying to override their opinions, or talking over a woman a lot. Okay, and the King of Swords is very fiery and independent thinker who doesn't really care what other people think. They've got their mind made up. Okay, and I'm getting the word ice pick, which is kind of interesting because it makes me feel like this person's maybe insults or their observations could kind of come out of nowhere and be really hurtful as well. Okay, and maybe they don't know the impact of the words that they're saying, and they always have like they always think that they're right, okay? Or they always think that they know the best. Now, this person may be religious with the Hierophant here. They may be philosophical. This could be somebody who really likes philosophy or likes quoting philosophy, or somebody who is very religious as well, who has a lot of thoughts and opinions about the way that you live your life, and doesn't care about how their viewpoints or how their thoughts are affecting you. Okay, the Two of Swords, they don't really care what they say, what they do. They don't really see or care how it is affecting you. And maybe a lot of people do listen to this person, or they have other men that really listen to them or really latch on to what they're saying. Okay, or they've got other people, men, etc., in their life who really look up to them as an authority figure, or perhaps this person looks up to another man as an authority figure, like a podcaster or a person that talks. Are we talking red pill content here, pile number one? Do you know what that is? Okay, for those of you, do you know a guy in your life who listens to podcasts, or listens to Jordan Peterson, or listens to Joe Rogan, or listens to, I mean, there's a Theo Von, there's like a whole bunch of those male podcasters, like older male podcasters that younger guys listen to, or even older guys listen to. But anyway, like, I feel this is somebody that likes to listen, or they like to be the one, maybe they listen to what another person says and then repeat it back as if it's like their idea. Pile number one is something that I'm getting. And this could be somebody who totally like bros out a lot, or somebody who, and they may not, and there could be an issue about women shaving, or women shaving their armpits is another thing, because I'm kind of drawn to her armpit here, and somebody here may, you know, maybe you shave your armpits, but somebody else doesn't, and they always have something to say about it, or maybe you don't, and they've always got opinions on how women should look and what women should wear and how women should be and all this kind of stuff. Always be looking good, always be looking like a goddess, always be looking beautiful. But meanwhile, they like to take advantage of women, or take advantage of like the female form. They like to take advantage of women physically. They like to say the right thing or boss people around, that type of energy. We have Lovers. Wow. Yeah. So this is a person who does this to their lovers. Okay. This is somebody who could exploit their lovers, or somebody who like, you know, you don't really know them at first. They're very like into you and they're saying the right thing, and you have no idea that they are like they are, and they're treating you like a goddess, and they're hugging and kissing you, and they're all over you, and they got nothing but beautiful things to say, and they're hitting all the right spots and saying all the right things. But then you get to know them on a deeper level and you find out that, oh my gosh, this person is actually, I didn't know that they were this way, right? Is an energy that is coming up. We have archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Okay. Well, they certainly want to have all paths open to them and dictate what happens and be the one to say who and when and where. We have turkey and good news. You may soon receive an important but very unexpected gift. Okay, and you know what's interesting is it says, and here's the thing, okay, this person may buy you something or give you something or help you with something and expect to receive something from you in return, a kiss, sexual favors, okay? And I feel like this person is telling you that you're going to receive something from them and accept the gift with deep respect, okay? Someone has sacrificed a lot to help you open doors and grow. A lot of things will change for the better, okay? So the thing that I don't like about this pile number one is I feel like someone's kind of dictating your life to you, and they're telling you how you should feel about something. And it's kind of messing with your head, Two of Swords. It's like, what are they saying? Like maybe somebody did come in and pull strings for you or do something nice for you, but they want you to, like, they say that they deserve deep respect from you and that they've sacrificed a lot to help you, and that doors are opening and your life is growing because of what they have helped, they have offered you. And then they're telling you things will change for the better. And you're like, Two of Swords, you're like, I didn't ask you to help me with that. I didn't, you know, and they're like, you should be treating me with respect. You should be treating me with dignity. You should be, and it's kind of like, you know, that parent that gives you this speech that says, I sacrificed a lot to get you to where you are today. And basically a parent is supposed to do things for their child without expecting things in return. You know what I mean? But people give that speech sometimes to their boyfriend or girlfriend, or they'll give that speech to their child, and they'll say something like, you know, I sacrificed so much for you. I sacrificed all these things, and I deserve your respect, and now you need to listen to me, and I know the best direction for your life, and I know the best way for you to go. And things are going to get better in your life because I helped you. Like that type of energy, pile number one, is what I really feel in this reading. We have Sun and Being. So being yourself may really throw this person off. We have Sagittarius, Sun in Sagittarius. We could have somebody here in this pile who's a Sag. You or them, okay? But when I think about Sun, I think about a person's identity and their ability to honor their individuality and be themselves, okay? And then Sagittarius, I think about freedom and freedom to go where you want and make your own decisions and travel and live life on your terms. It's really like a freedom-oriented sign. I made all these sacrifices to you so that you can go and live your life and be free and travel and have fun and do all this stuff. We have mystery and we have abundance. And I do feel like this person has tried to talk you out of leaving or talk you out of going somewhere, pile number one. And the crazy thing is that randomly more abundance started coming into your life when you met this person, and maybe they're trying to equate that to themselves, okay? And I don't know, pile number one, I don't think it can be equated to them. I don't think they can really like, who knows why it happened, right? Who knows why, like, actually, I think the mystery of abundance comes from you going your own way in life and being yourself and deciding on a new direction for yourself. I do think abundance mysteriously comes from that. But this person is trying to say the reason why you're doing so well now is because of me, is because of us, is because of what I did for you, which I don't feel is true. Like, that's very it's very manipulative. Okay, we have Sun, Mercury. Yeah, like, I put you on. I'm the one that gave you that idea. It's me that gave you the idea to do XYZ 1, 2, 3. Like, taking credit, King of Swords, like taking credit for something that you did. And it's like me and my ideas. I feel like there's boundaries here. There's going your own way. There's doing your own thing. And there's a need to kind of cut this person off and say, like, me and my ideas are for me, they're not for you. Like, stop trying to confuse me. I do feel like this person tries to confuse you a lot and kind of pull you in different directions, pile number one. And you chose the balance card, so sometimes things are a little bit this and a little bit that, but they're not just one thing. But at the end of the day, like, this person is trying to say that you're moving ahead in life, or that you're getting ahead because of them and what they told you to do, okay? Because of me, right? The Sun. Because of me, I told you, Mercury, I told you what to do, and now you're leaving, or now you're deciding to go somewhere else, okay? Or you don't want to be around me anymore, even though I'm the reason for XYZ 1, 2, 3. So that is annoying. That is very annoying. And for some of you, pile number one, this could be two people actually that both act this way around you, and they both try to make you stay or compete for your attention, or they both try to insinuate the same thing. For some of you, you could have had two exes that both act this way, or two parents that both act this way. That type of energy, like, people that are telling you, you owe me a lot of respect because of how I helped you and because of the ideas that I gave you, and I'm the one that told you to do that, and that's why you're doing well. And this type of energy, it's kind of really above and beyond, I feel, pile number one. And, these people are very overwhelming, I feel like, and like mentally with the Two of Swords, they're very mentally overwhelming. They're always cross-talking against each other. They always are creating insecurity and overwhelm within you. And I feel like with the Sun and Sagittarius here, you just got to get away from that energy. And I feel like with the Two of Wands, you are going somewhere and you're not necessarily advising them of where you're going. And you're like, haha, I'm going my own way anyway. Because it's really abysmal. This card is the abysmal, like, hanging around them. And, going and doing your own thing does require facing our fears, having courage, right? Facing hazardous conditions on our own, right? But the Two of Wands is an Aries card. It's where we have the right, and we have we're not like looking 10 steps ahead. We're just deciding to go for it, right? We'll think about the other stuff later, okay? And I feel like there's just been two people here who've tried to, like, over manage you or over influence you. And I feel like what they've done is they tell you like the world is dangerous and you need me, or they try to make you feel insecure, overwhelmed, and life's unpredictable and you need to stick to my plan, right? Otherwise, everything's going to go to shit type of thing. And it's like, no. So that is what I feel. I feel you guys are ready to just to say, you know, stop screwing around with my head, like F it. I'm just going to go do my own thing. I'm going to go travel. I'm going to go take this road trip by myself. I'm going to go on this adventure on my own. Like, get out of my head. Stop trying to overmanage me and tell me what to do and tell me I need to be grateful all the time. Okay? And these people are two-faced because they're they're acting like all their ideas are their own, and I feel like they're getting them from other places and then regurgitating them to you as wisdom. And I also feel like they're not really, you know, they're telling you that you owe them something when really it was your idea all along, or they're trying to find ways to get you to like listen to them. They want like a captive audience, or they want you to stay, that type of thing. It's more about their ego and you listening to them rather than about like truly caring about you as a person and where you're headed as a person. So that's, yeah. And we have sex only here. Okay. And this is, you know, this is the goddess card where I talked about the exploitation of the female nature and the female form, and like where it's like, oh, women are only good for one thing, or, you know, and then I'm the one that is going to be in charge. Like women are only good for this particular thing. And then it's up, you know, me, then it's all about my ideas. We have the letter H, J, B. HJB, first, middle, or last name. We have children. Okay, this could be somebody that talked to you about children or raising children. We have E, the letter E, he, H-E, so a guy. I feel it's a guy. It's somebody, yep. And the letter A, okay. R, here, ear, and here. Yeah, this person wants you to listen. We have bear, B-E-A-R, bear. Okay, but here and ear, like this person just likes a captive audience. They want someone that's going to listen to them. They want to keep talking to you. They like to hear themselves talk. They like to be acting like, and the thing is that they hear it from somewhere else and they try to repeat it as if it's their own wisdom that they came up with. It's like, no. Okay, and we have the letter F here. And let's get a couple more initials. If we get a T, we'll have the word brat. And I love that. Brat Summer. File number 1, Brat Summer. Okay, let's go ahead and see. Go ahead and see. Beef, B-E-E-F, beef. T, there's the T. That's so funny. I was just talking about the T, brat. Okay, and, you know, berate, I feel like is a word here. Berate you and call you a brat because you're not hearing me, you're not listening to me, like this type of thing, or accuse you of being a brat, this type of stuff. We have fat, F-A-T. This could be somebody who calls women derogatory names or says that they're fat or does things like that. We have marriage, okay. This could be somebody who talks about marriage and children a lot, but then uses women for sexual activities only, is what I feel, okay. This person, if this is more than one person, because I feel like there could be 2 people here like that for you, pile number 1. This person is two-faced. They are an enemy. They are basically just confusing you and overwhelming you with the things that they say and do. And I feel like you're going to go and do your own thing anyway, because Yeah, we're in that brat summer with the sun in the middle of your reading. We are all about the brat summer. Pile number 1. So you're like, they can say whatever they want. I'm going to go do my own thing anyway. And that's what I like to see. Pile number 1. I love to see it. So thank you, pile number 1. Do comment in the description box below, or not the description box, but the comment box below, if you know who that person is and you want to share a story with us. So let's go ahead and start with pile number 2. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the Pride card, and today's reading is about exposing a two-faced person in your life and finding out what is really going on with this energy. We'll be doing initials at the end of your pile, so do stick around for that. We'll do initials to verify your reading. So let's go ahead and get into the energy, and we may find more than one person. We may find 0 people. Maybe everyone is good in your life right now, pile number 2. Maybe so. We'll see, right? We'll see maybe we'll find 2 or 3 people. Or just one person. So pile number 2, we're gonna stay open to whatever spirit brings through for your best and highest good here, as far as exposing a two-faced person in your life and finding out what's really going on with this energy, okay? So let's go ahead and take a looky-loo, shall we? Pile number 2. Spirit, show me the traits of this person for pile number 2, please. Show me the traits, please. Just about there. Pile number 2. 7 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. 9 of Wands, okay. And the Hanged Man, stillness. And the Magician, skill, manipulation. Okay. This is an interesting one, pile number 2. So right away with the 7 of Wands, I was getting something about disorganization. And so there could be somebody who is very disorganized that is kind of throwing you off, okay? Somebody who tells you, I'll be here at this time, I'll be ready to go, but they're never, they're never there on time, or they're never there when they say they're going to be there, or they keep saying, and the Hangman and the Magician can be where somebody keeps lying, or they keep avoiding a topic, or they keep manipulating about something. Because it says fear on this 9 of Wands, because they're sick of having the conversation, or they're afraid of having the conversation, or this is somebody who continually turns themselves into the victim, or somebody who continually manipulates the situation to make themselves look like they're the victim in the situation. And this could be somebody who literally lies all the time. With the Magician and the Hangman, we've got Mercury, Neptune energy here. This could be somebody who gets the details about things wrong all the time on purpose. And maybe they're just saying, oh, I'm really disorganized, or I really don't know, or I've just been very overwhelmed and busy, and because I kept getting that disorganized energy right away, and it's putting you under a lot of pressure, and it makes it's like this person's always forgetting about things. They're always forgetting what they promised, but quote unquote, they're quote unquote pile number 2 forgetting. You know what I mean? That's a big quotation mark right there. Forgetting, right? Are they lying, or are they actually forgetting? And so I feel there is a two-faced nature here with somebody who's very disorganized, who's made things harder for you, Nine of Wands, who's made things more like just difficult, because it's like you don't know what to expect, so you constantly have to rearrange everything. I feel like it's making you really tired, and you're always wondering if this person is telling you the truth, or you're always wondering if this person is, it's like, I can't really trust what they're saying. And maybe they're like, well, it's because I'm very disorganized, or I have ADHD or something like that. And, truth be told, I know a lot of people that have ADHD. Like, my boyfriend has ADHD. One of my really good friends has ADHD. So I'm not trying to knock that, but there are some people that use what they have in order, like they will use it as an excuse. And the Hangman is Neptune energy, so it's kind of like I'm using something as an excuse to kind of like set the stage for like not having any accountability for my actions type of thing. And so, yeah, that's what I'm kind of feeling. Let's see what else. We have athlete here. Well, that's really interesting, because somebody is clearly very strong, or very good at winning contests, or is very like in good shape, right? We've got an athlete here. We've got dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. Okay, so this could be somebody who supports people that have physical limits or physical handicaps to help develop, or they act like they're doing that, but maybe they're not, right? And a shadow attribute of the athlete is misuse of your abilities for a selfish reason, a false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. Okay. And this can be where, like if you're on a team and you are constantly like pushing your team, and because you're like, you can do it, go harder, do more, you're constantly like on their ass, and somebody gets injured because you're pushing them too hard, that type of a person, pile number 2, okay, who's always like pushing people too hard, or is always going too hard, or encouraging other people to go too hard, but doesn't really follow through on their own commitments that they have committed to. Okay, and this could be somebody who is very physically strong, but mentally is not really there, or mentally is mentally weak but physically strong, and assumes everyone else is like them, and it's like, no, not everybody else is like you. And I remember being on a hike one time, and I was with this person who was like really hiking hard, and I was with a group of people, but there was kind of one person who was leading it, and they were like really pushing and hiking hard, and some of us were like, hanging back a little bit because we're not hiking as hard, and they got like really, you could tell they got annoyed having to hold themselves back because other people were not willing to push themselves to that level, right? And then it's like they can get very manipulative and say, oh, you'll be fine, you'll be okay, type of thing, sort of like lying to you and then pushing you to the brink of exhaustion. This could be, for some of you here, this could be a manager. I'm getting like a boss or a work situation, a competitive type of a situation, where they're always like promising you things, or they're always saying like something is ahead, or they're promising you things that they can't even deliver, but they just keep pushing you to go harder and go faster, but they can't like deliver anything, or any promise that they make to you just completely falls through, and they're only promising you something to get you to work harder. Okay, so I am getting an energy like that, pile number 2 in your reading for sure. We have thief. Oh my goodness. And again, this is somebody who is a deceptive liar. This is somebody who could be selling things, but what they're selling is a piece of crap, or what their sales speeches is actually like, you know, this can be where somebody's a grifter, okay? For those of you that don't know what grifting is, it's kind of going from one. Grifters are interesting because they kind of float in society and kind of just go wherever money can be made based off of scamming people and lying to people. So that's really interesting. So this person may have kind of a grifter energy about them. I do feel like they steal other people's energy and time by making false promises to them and getting other people to push harder out of fear. And they look at those people like, oh, you should be able to do that. Like, you should be able to work harder or go harder, because, you know, that is what you do when you're in a competition, or, you know, people just need to keep pushing themselves and keep working harder. But meanwhile, people are like collapsing and not doing well. So I do feel like this person is a liar and a thief to other people's energy. We have scales. Keep your life in balance. Yeah. Do not let this person overcommit you on something. Okay. Pile number 2, this could be somebody who's trying to sell you something. And if you commit to it, it's going to be much more financial burden on you. It's going to throw your life out of balance. Okay. This could be a manager or a work situation where someone is trying to lie and say that they, you know, this is somebody who like pretends to work, or doesn't really, who everybody thinks is like this magician or this magical person that just gets things done easily, but really they're just like shifting burden onto other people. And if you know someone like that, pile number 2, do not let them shift burden onto you. Okay, please do not, because guard against that heavily. Boundaries, 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 because this person is a thief, an energy thief. They steal energy, and they're very clever about the way that they kind of take things that they are responsible and pass them off to other people. So, but when they do that, it throws your own life out of balance, or when you overcommit to things, it throws your own, what you're working on, like your work-life balance, or other things in your life just get really out of whack and really out of balance because this person is like demanding way, way, way too much from you. We have owl and observation. You are being encouraged to look beyond deceiving appearances. Yes, the magician and the hangman. Look beyond the fancy tricks. Look beyond the clever manipulation. You are being encouraged to look beyond a deceiving appearance into the true reality of a situation, or to a person's motives. Okay, so Spirit wants you to take about 10 steps back from this situation, pile number 2, and be silent and be quiet and just watch this person for a little bit. Watch what they're doing. Don't engage, just watch what they're doing. And you'll see that what they're doing is very deceptive, okay, and tricky and clever, but also very deceptive. It's like, and now you see it, now you don't type of a thing. Okay, and it says you're being encouraged to look beyond deceiving appearances. And I feel like this is somebody that you meet, or somebody that seems really great when you meet them and you're like, wow, they're so talented. Wow, they're so competitive. Wow, they've overcome so many things. Athlete energy. Wow, you know, and maybe this person gets up every day at 5 a.m. to work out type of thing. And they're very strong and everything, and they give they talk a lot of shit that they can't back up, or they're really good at talking, but when you listen to them, they're not really saying anything type of thing. And what it does is it leaves more work on other people, okay? So look beyond deceiving appearances. Somebody looks like they're competent or knows what they're doing, but they don't. To the true reality of a situation or the person's motives. You need to hear what's really being said, okay? Despite the words and emotions coming from the messenger, okay? So this is, I feel like, coming directly from spirit to you with this owl energy of listen to what's being said despite the magical tricks that this person is doing, okay? Despite the way that they're presenting it. Maybe they have a lot of charisma. All right, the Magician and the Hangman, tons of charisma, a good talker. All right, but lying, but something about what they're sharing isn't correct. The facts are not lining up. What they say ends up confusing people more than it ends up helping people. Okay. And it's these bullshitters, pile number 2. There's a bullshitter in your vicinity. And I'm getting a work energy. For some of you, this could be at work. This could be a client situation, a work situation, somebody that's just recently entered your friend circle, somebody that you recently met for a sales transaction. We're dealing with a bullshitter, pile number 2, and I smell bullshit. Okay. Observe this person. They are a thief. We have trine and flow. Yeah, they convince other people that this is the best thing for them, that they're really, really slick. Pile number 2. They're really, really good at just sliding it in, if you know what I mean. And they get people to kind of they get people on their side. They get people kind of moving in the same direction, and they kind of lubricate and support and indulge in the energy. Okay. And this could be somebody who, adds a lot to the conversation, even though they're not saying anything, because they've got good feeling vibes, right? And maybe this is somebody that you actually got along with really well at first, okay? Because you're like, wow, I really dig the energy. Like, they're very positive. They're very idealistic. They're really fun to talk to. And I love their message of basically like resilience and transcending limits and handicaps. And maybe they have something that you have something wrong with you, right? I talked about ADHD earlier. It's like, oh, you have ADHD? I have ADHD too, right? And so there could be like some kind of thing that you guys bond on, or something that they say or do that gains your trust right away. And with the scales here, I feel like they're saying like we're equals, or we're the same, or they're able to convince people that like we're essentially the same and the conversation is flowing and all of that, while they're actually like pickpocketing you type thing. We have the 6th house here and craft. Yeah, I was definitely feeling work and this could be somebody who works in the diet, health industry, okay? This could be somebody who, works in a, like they do holistic medicine, or they work in the diet industry, or they do, they work at a Botox clinic or something like that. Pile number 2. This could be somebody who is like really good at selling you. This could be somebody who works in health and well-being, okay? Somebody who tinctures and soaps and certain candles. And if you're a person that gets into like the health industry, or the beauty industry or the alternative health industry, or the industry that has to do with, promoting wellness and stuff like that. Whether that is therapy, whether that is doctors, whether that is, this could be like a doctor who is gaslighting you, who acts like they know everything, but then has nothing to give you, just takes your money and doesn't really do anything, right? So this is somebody who I feel like works in that type of industry, and you may meet a person in that industry who is very good with selling you on a really long treatment plan that costs thousands of dollars, right? And initially your energy is really flowing with them and you bond over certain things. Maybe you are both athletes. Maybe you both were prior athletes in the past. This type of thing. Maybe you're both into healing and wellness and medicine and that type of thing, right? And the conversation is just kind of flowing. But this person is very two-faced. Pile number 2. We have death here. And we have ghost. Wow. Okay. So when things go wrong, this person is nowhere to be found. All right. And they could be working for a shady company that actually does a lot of harm to people physically. Okay. I feel like this is someone who's cashing in on trends or fads, or like I said earlier, they're like a grifter. They drift around in society trying to scam and steal what they can, going for the latest thing, and then acting like they know like a lot about it, and then really selling it and getting people on their side by harmonizing with them. But when shit goes wrong, this person is nowhere to be found. They completely ghost out of the situation. Totally. They're totally gone. They're nowhere to be found. It could be like they changed their number and fell off the face of the earth type of thing. Like they are really, really not going to be there if something goes wrong at all. Okay. And that's why they are a two-faced person. They talk to you like they're your best friend and you've known them forever and the vibe is vibing and all of that. But something happens. Oh no, they're out of there. You'll never hear from them or see from them again. We have Moon, Jupiter here, okay? And we have, this is where I feel like it's an instant, like you like this person, okay? Or they feel instantly like you're comfortable with them. Or you feel like, wow, this person is a good person, or wow, we get along so well. And that's what is so irritating about the situation, because there is an instant, like good feeling between you two, and it just grows, right? And this is what we expect. We expect over time, like we get to know someone, we get closer to them, and the good feeling continues to grow. And we just have an abundance of feeling close to someone or feeling comforted. This person's really good at getting people in their comfort zone and making them feel really comfortable and making them feel really safe and comfortable, and like just making them feel at home with whatever they're selling or whatever they're doing. And definitely like good vibes initially, I feel. And that's why it hurts so much. I feel like when you find out that this person is actually like lying or stealing from other people, or that when things go wrong, they're totally like out the door, right? And that's why I feel like it does hurt a lot. Like this is a pile where this could hurt a lot, or it could be very painful, because it's like, oh, I thought we, I thought we agreed. I thought that we had like all these commonalities. I thought that we were like really jiving and getting along. Like it really hurts that you would do that to me, that type of thing. We have gathering together. We have converging, unifying, assembling. Okay. And the sum is greater than its parts gathering together, okay? And this could be where we want to bring everybody together, or this could be where, and even with the moon Jupiter, this could be somebody you invited over for a family dinner. This could be somebody that you invited to a potluck, or you invited to your weekly family gathering at the park where everybody goes and eats. This could be somebody that like you really treated as somebody that like they feel like family with the moon Jupiter, or this is somebody that you really let into your world, or that you really let be a part of something that you were working on, right? Very generously, I feel, pile number 2. The moon Jupiter, very generous, giving, open combination of allowing someone else to be a part of something that feels really good and feels really rewarding, and gathering together in that moment, right? And I feel like the best intentions were there on your part, pile number 2. But again, when something happens, this person is nowhere to be found. And yeah, the closer that they get to you and more towards your intimate life, or more towards your personal life, I feel like the more that it hurts when they just like disappear. And it could be when you're going through a death in the family, or you're going to a funeral, or you're going through one of the worst things of losing someone that you care about, but then this person is not there. They're not around. They can't be found. Or they have excuses that they just don't want to be there, and so they're making excuses. It's like they want to be a part of the feel-good thing, but when things get really serious, or when things get really hard, they bounce out. They can't handle it. Pile number 2, okay? So let's go ahead and this could be somebody that you met at a gathering, or that you met at some type of big gathering with people, and you were just like, wow, this is really cool, and it just kind of like flowed right away. But then later on, or even now, standing back and looking at the situation, you're like, yeah, I think that this person is kind of two-faced, okay? So let's go ahead and we have X run, okay? Some of you could have had an ex that you really like brought into your family, that you really like included in everything, that, and you had so much in common with them and everything, but it's like as soon as things got difficult, they were out of there. We have children, okay? We have the letter V, the letter I. Yeah, and children with the moon Jupiter, children could definitely be involved, or somebody's children, introducing somebody to someone's children, and like really getting to know the family, or getting to know people that you care about, but then just dipping out, two-faced. And we have an X. Okay, that's definitely popping up in your reading. We have a T. And we have an S. Okay. Sit. S-I-T. Sit. Okay. I keep having that song in my head. I'm gonna love you until you hate me. And I'm going to tell you what's really crazy. I don't know why that song is in my head, but we have sight, S-I-T-E, sight. And then the letter F, letter E, Tess or Tessie could be coming up, Tessie, Tessa. And if we have an L, we will definitely have lie, okay? There's the L. As soon as I said that, there's the L. Lie. Lies. 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 Yeah, definitely lies. And the lies have a tendency to kind of follow people around. We've got love. Lies in love. Okay. Lied to their significant other. Lies in love, I feel like. And we have silo here. All right. Somebody who tries to, we have loss and lose. Maybe at the time you felt like you lost in this situation. It says I lost or I'm lost. Maybe this situation had you feeling very lost, pile number 2. But it's because you I love, because you loved this person, or and then we have flow, like something between you and this person really did flow. And we've got the letter D here. D. Sold. Okay, this person could have sold you something, as I was talking about. And you're like, yeah, they sold me a load of shit, or sold something to you. Okay, and initials could be your first or last name or their first or last name. Okay, pile number 2. So that is what I am getting for you, my lovies. I hope that reading resonated for you, my darlings, and I wish you all the very best, my dears. Let me know in the comment box below if that resonated for you and who was coming up in that reading for you. Let's move on to pile number 3. Okay. Ring the bell. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose abundance, and today's reading is about exposing a two-faced person in your life and finding out what is really going on, okay? And do stick around to the end of the reading, as we will be doing initials to verify your reading at the very end. So pile number 3, let's take a deep breath. Anchor in our energy, like we're little ships, anchoring in our little ship feet. Anchor in our energy. Pile number 3. Let's go ahead and see. Let's expose what are the personality traits of this two-faced person for pile number 3. Spirit, show me the traits of the two-faced person here. Okay. And pile number 3, we've got the 5 of Cups on the bottom of the deck, my darlings. And this is the 4 of Cups. The Magician, and the 4 of Wands. Oh my gosh, pile number 3. I am definitely getting something about somebody who, you know, this could be somebody who made it seem like it was so sad that you're no longer in their life, or that they were very down about what was going on between you and them, but then, or they made it seem like they were really going through something very difficult, very challenging, that they were deeply unhappy with their life, and that they didn't want to hang out. They didn't want to spend time. They didn't want to hang out because they were like deeply unhappy and they were going through something, and they just, it wasn't a good time to talk, or it wasn't a good time to spend time. Like they were just going through it. Okay. Somebody could have been going through a death in the family or going through a major life change, or, you know, they had to apologize to you because they didn't really feel like talking or spending time or getting together or inviting you over, or, you know, going on, you know, and this could be, I'm strongly getting a friendship situation here, pile number 3, but we'll see where the reading goes. But this could be somebody that did a lot to try to really like, and I feel this is a person that you felt bad for this person. You're like, oh, I felt so bad for them, and I did want to give them their space because clearly they said they weren't doing well, and they said they needed time, and they said that, you know, they didn't feel like doing anything or going out, or I didn't want to press them, right? Because it looked like they were really going through something emotionally. Turn around and find out that this person is having a huge ass party at their house. Or turn around and find out that this person is actually like living it up, okay? With the Magician, it's funny because we had the Magician in pile number 2, which the Magician is related to Mercury, which is definitely, Mercury is very two-faced. Mercury can be good or bad depending on who it's with, okay? And so I feel like when this person is around you, they're talking about how bad everything is, how they can't hang out, how everything has them feeling so low, how they are, you know, mourning or grieving something, how life isn't going well, how things are just hard for them. But then when they're around other people in their life, or they're around other friends, they're having parties, or they're traveling, or they're going out, or they're hosting a house party that you don't get invited to, or it's kind of like, okay, or they're like, you know, they're acting like they're like really going through it, or they're really having a bad time in life, but underneath it all, they're just excited to like explore and do new things. And they could be going out, going to parties, going dancing, going out to dinner with other friends, that, and not inviting you, and not like, you know, sharing anything with you. And, you know, you could be going through a tough time too. And with the 5 of Cups here, and it's like, you know, whenever you talk to this person, they act like they're going through a tough time as well. But actually, like, you find out that they're just like living their best life, and that they haven't invited you along to anything. And yeah, that's really two-faced, pile number 3. That is very, very two-faced. Like right out the gate, I'm like, so we have King here. We have excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. Okay, so this could be somebody who is like, oh no, you know, I'm going to live it up and have a good time. And this person could really be like the ringleader of coming up with ideas for having a good time. And you can see, like, it's like they've got the sun at their back, and they're carrying the sun. So they're having a good time, and they feel entitled to live their life and have a good time. Okay? And it's like, okay, and maybe they told you, oh, you know, I just went through a breakup. I'm doing bad. I'm not very happy. Oh, I'm, you know, whatever reason they're not very happy. But then you find out that actually they're they're like leading the charge of like going and doing stuff. You found out, oh, they just randomly took like a 3-week trip to Mexico. How nice. And invited everyone except for me. Like, you know, this is a person who's like making decisions based on what is best for them without any type of restraint, like not thinking about your feelings, okay? And we have mature woman, okay? And the King. We have pineapple, reconciliation. Okay. And so this is like being really happy to have reconciled, or this could be somebody who reconciles with a person in their life and they're off and celebrating and having a good time. And it's like just kind of not really involving you in the process. And maybe you feel like, well, are they not inviting me because I'm older? Are they not inviting me because I will spoil the, maybe there's a lot of partying going on with the Four of Wands. Maybe there's a lot of celebrating and partying going on. And it's like they don't invite because they feel like you'll judge that, or, they like to hang out with their friends that are younger and act young and go to clubs and drink and be wild and stuff. And maybe that's not really where you're at. Okay. But I feel like that this person has reconciled with some party people, or some celebration people that make them feel very young and youthful, that they like to take trips with, or they like to, and it could be a couple or a few people that they have reconciled with. It could be, for those of you that dated this person in the past too, this could be a couple that you guys were friends with, but now they're going off and spending time with. Okay. And the pineapple is kind of funny because it reminds me of like the whole like swingers thing. Okay. For those of you that know anything about that community, they use like the upside down pineapple to kind of like signify, oh, like we're swingers or whatever. Anyway, I feel like this person is like, what can I get into, right? What trouble can I get into? What party people can I hang out with? And, the Magician is kind of like, no matter, they kind of take on the traits of whoever they're hanging out with. So if they're hanging out with young party people who are like clubbing and going on vacations and having a good time, because they're feeling old, or they're feeling like they want to regain their youth or whatever, then when they're around certain people, they feel like a young party person, right? And then they don't really want to be around mature, like stay at home type of energy. Okay. And perhaps when they were with you, it was like this whole thing with this king. It's like, okay, I'll do whatever you want. But, and I feel like you're more than willing to do whatever they want to do, but they're kind of like setting the agenda based on who they're hanging out with. They're kind of like flip-flopping their personality. And it does seem pretty two-faced, because when they're around you, they're sullen, they're, sulking around type of energy. And you're like, yeah, I guess I just remind them of being older, or I guess I'm just not, like I don't fit in with the young, youthful crowd that they're hanging out with, or the party people that they're hanging out with. I guess I don't really fit into that. Okay. And let's see here. We've got rabbit and cleverness. If you have been going through difficult times, it's time to think outside the box and find another solution. Okay, and this is for you, I feel like, pile number 3, okay? And I feel with the 5 of Cups here, I feel you have been going through a difficult time in your life, and maybe you've been feeling isolated and alone. And perhaps there's something that you can learn from this two-faced person. And they think that they're really clever by this, being one way when they're with one person, and maybe they're not even doing it consciously. Maybe that's just who they are. Like that's their personality. It's very variable. And if they're around this person, they act this way. And if they're around that person, they act that way. It's not very mature. I mean, ideally, we have a consistent personality, and and I understand there's certain friendship groups that may not mix with each other, but be an adult about it. I feel like this person is like maybe hiding it a little bit from you, that they're having a good time with these other people, and that is not, I mean, I don't know. It's not really nice that they're acting that way, especially if you are going through a really hard time. And I feel like you are, pile number 3, been going through a tough time emotionally, where they may have just been vaguely unsatisfied with their life, with the 4 of Cups. Okay. But when they're vaguely unsatisfied with their life, they have a tendency to go and do out of the box shit, that hang out with people, spend time with, like, they just turn their attention somewhere else, where I feel maybe that's a little bit more challenging for you. And it says, if you've been going through difficult times, it's time to think outside the box and find the solution. This is also a reminder to avoid neglecting your creative side. If you have let creative projects lapse, it may be time to pick them back up again. And this is, and look, under that 5 of Cups is the Sun card, which has to do with our happiness, our creativity, feeling like a kid, doing things that are very artistic and creative and fun-loving, that creative projects, right? And maybe that is what brings you out of a funk. But for this person, what brings them out of a funk is acting like their problems don't exist and just go partying it up and hanging out with other people and pretending like, I mean, I actually feel like they are dissatisfied with their life. And I feel like they are more themselves when they are around you, and recognizing that they are dissatisfied with their life, but they like to run away from their problems and like go find whatever to go have a good time. It's their kind of quote unquote clever way of avoiding problems. And, I feel for you, it's not necessarily, oh, I need to go change my friend group. Oh, I need to go talk to these young people that are going to make me feel, like having a good time or whatever. It's for you, it's more about the internal journey of waking up the creative energy that lies within. Okay. And that is the sovereign king energy coming up in this reading that really needs to be put into place, is that, waking up around your own creativity, pile number 3, and what you can do to kind of move in that direction, instead of maybe worrying about what this person is doing over here. Yeah, it's dumb what they're doing. It is dumb. And I feel like you look at it and you're kind of like it's really immature, or it's not really what I'm looking for in a friend. Okay. And that's totally fine. Pile number 3, that's totally fine. Different strokes, different folks. And do I feel what they're doing is two-faced? Yeah. If they're like, not inviting you, if they're telling you they're your friend and they'll be here for you and they're sad that you're sad, but they're not inviting you to anything and they're just moving on and acting like nothing happened and not actually caring about you, yeah, they are two-faced. But I feel like addressing your own dissatisfaction with your life, or your own unhappiness, or your own grief that you have been working through on a creative level is actually more important than this particular person. And we have the Moon and feelings. Yeah, because this is kind of like bringing up like a feeling of rejection, right? Or a feeling, and I feel like you have helped this person recognize their feelings. And I feel like when it comes to emotional maturity, you're way more emotionally mature than this person, and you've helped them understand in their life where they're not necessarily the happiest, or where they feel dissatisfied, or where they feel like something is missing. I feel like you've really guided this person to understanding that. but they're kind of going kicking and screaming, pile number 3. Like, instead of dealing with those difficult feelings, they want to rock and roll and party all night long, okay? Or they want to talk to new people, or they want to start 5 conversations with different people and not finish them, and go on 5 different dates with people and not call any of them back. And I mean, they're just like, doing that thing instead of kind of like emotionally dealing with the sense in their own life that there's something missing, or they're not happy, or they like, what is that feeling of emotional dissatisfaction? It's like, I would rather run from that than actually like deal with it. Okay. And we have Saturn and wisdom. Yeah, moon, Saturn, all the way. It's all over this reading. And this person is actually very depressed, I feel like, pile number 3, but you never know it, because I feel like it surfaces in them as like a dissatisfaction with their life. And as soon as they feel those feelings of dissatisfaction, they run from them, and they just start doing 100 other things to distract themselves from actually feeling their feelings, these difficult feelings that have come up. And the thing is that our feelings are actually inform us. They're like hugely important as far as how they're informing us as to where we are in our life, right? And if we're just ignoring them and we just feel it as like a vague dissatisfaction with everything, but every time we feel that feeling, we just run to something different, then we never really get to the bottom of why. We never hit rock bottom, basically, with anything. And, and I feel like for you with the 5 of Cups, you've really hit that rock bottom point where you felt alone, rejected, not needed, like on your own, feeling like no one cares about, like you really, really have had to deal with those feelings of rejection, those feelings of being alone. You've hit rock bottom emotionally in your life, I feel, pile number 3. And so it's a different thing for you than people who have avoided hitting rock bottom their entire life by just distracting themselves with the next party or the next thing. Okay. And a lot of times, if we're trying to help somebody get to that point of understanding themselves and the seriousness of things and the gravity and the maturity of the situation, they run from it, they avoid it, they don't really want to, they think that their cleverness or that their youthful cleverness can kind of get them out of facing those darker emotions of like feeling rejection or feeling unloved or feeling like emotionally burned or feeling like, and maybe for you, it's like, this person doesn't care about me and my feelings, right? They act like they feel sad that we don't talk anymore or that we're not in each other's lives anymore. Or they always express that they feel bad about it, 4 of Cups, but they don't really care about me, okay? They don't really care about how I'm doing. They don't really give a shit about me. All they care about is superficial partying, okay? Or just distracting themselves with that, okay? And so I get where you're coming from, pile number 3, in that sense of, I'm so sick of being around people who don't have emotional maturity, who are fake, who are lying, who are just two-faced depending on who they're hanging out with. Like for you, I feel like you treat other people's emotions with respect because you know the pain of having your own emotions disrespected by other people and feeling very rejected and alone because of that. So you would never do that. If somebody shares something with you in confidence, you're not going to go run and tell other people and laugh about it. You're going to treat it seriously, pile number 3. So we have faith here, okay, and flow. And this is kind of like, well, you know, I feel like these issues come up a lot maybe with this person, but it's like, okay, if I just, you know, they're going through a phase and I'll just go with the flow. And yes, it hurts my feelings, but this is kind of how they are. And eventually they'll kind of come back around and they'll need my, you know, they'll need to cry on my shoulder again, right? And this kind of pattern. And this can be where we're not valuing our own emotional labor, right? The moon has to do with our emotions, and Saturn is the work that we have to do, right? And it can be where somebody is having to put in a lot of emotional labor to be there for a person, to help the person, but that other person doesn't return it, or doesn't really return the favor, or you know what I mean? It's like, and I've had a friendship like that before, a few years ago, pile number 3, where she would always like cry on my shoulder about what was going on in her life and, you know, her relationship ending and all this kind of stuff. But whenever she would have like get-togethers at her house or parties or have people over, she would never invite me to any of them. And then I would hear about it like later down the road from someone else. And I was always like, you know, what is going on with that? Like literally what is going on with that? And that's where we're putting a lot of, you know, effort into understanding someone emotionally, or being a mature emotional person. And so people are coming to you with things, but they're not really like, you know, and eventually I just stopped replying to this person. But sometimes we just kind of keep going along with it. And because it's like, well, it'll swing back and I'll be talking to them again or something like that. And I also feel like this person has come to rely on you in the faith that you'll always be there. And you'll always be there to return to if something's going wrong, and that they can always count on your emotional labor to be there for them and basically do the heavy lifting emotionally. And it's like, yeah, I think that's very two-faced. Like to go and dump your problems on somebody and, you know, get what you wanted from them and then kind of go have your fun. It's like, oh, I got my emotional catharsis. I dumped all the bad feelings on pile number 3. Now I'm just going to go have a good time until I fall back into a pit again. And then I'm going to, right? It's just a whole cycle that is not, yeah, Venus, Saturn. And there could be an age difference here. Or there could be a sense of, not valuing there's a lot of Saturn energy showing up in this reading, and Saturn can be where we're not valuing what we have to share with others, right? The beauty, the emotions, or somebody is treating what we offer as a piece of trash, right? And there could be a situation where it's like, I like you and I'm attracted to you. And then the other person's like, well, you're too old for me, or you don't fit into my life. Or there's an age difference here or a maturity difference here that is affecting this friendship or relationship. Pile number 3, okay? And it is very two-faced, because I feel like you care about this person a lot. Some of you may even be attracted to this person in a romantic sense as well with Venus here. But this person is looking at you as if you're too old for them, or even if you are their same age or younger than them, there's something about you that seems older than them. And I feel like that's why they're always going back and chasing fun or adventure or youth or something like that. Okay. And Venus Saturn is where we're looking for a long lasting, committed love relationship where it's based in reality. And, you know, there can be an attitude with faith and flow of, well, we'll get there to the point where this person appreciates it and things like that. And but I don't know. For me, pile number 3, I don't like this energy between, and I'll tell you what, it doesn't feel good. When I had that happen to me with someone before in my past, I was like really like, not offended by it, but I was just kind of like, like scratching my head over it. And I just stopped giving energy to the friendship entirely. Because it's like, why bother? Who cares? You know, at that point. So there's a reality check that comes in with Saturn where it's like, you know, if my emotions and my care and my love that I'm giving to someone isn't being respected, then, or maybe just having different values about, you know, love and respect when it comes to relationships is something to be thought about. We have obstacles, unexpected obstructions, frustrations, difficulties, a feeling of hopelessness. Yeah, and that is when it comes to this person, a lot of feelings of discouragement and frustration. And perhaps it hasn't been just with this person, pile number 3, but other people in your life too, where it's like, I'm just so tired of, like, you know, I'm going through it too. I'm having problems too. These people come and they want to be at the center of my world and want me to help them and stuff like that. And yet I feel like I'm alone out here on the waves, just getting, you know, completely blasted by the chop in the water. And I'm out here by myself while this person is having a grand old time, you know? And so one thing I love about Venus Saturn for artists in particular and creativity is the long lasting, hardworking ability of the creative artist. And I think that that is a beautiful thing. And maybe you have felt some blocks in your creativity, but I feel letting go of this situation brings your creativity back, or I don't know if letting go of it, but just like making it less important kind of brings your creativity back full circle and to the front is what I feel, because dealing with this person does bring feelings of frustration, discouragement, struggle. Okay. And yeah, so yeah, for me, pile number 3, I would say no. Like, I'm not at a place in my life where I would want that type of friendship, but I've also had that happen to me in the past, and it was the friendship never really went anywhere. There was too many obstacles, right? And sometimes we just have to focus on ourselves, the Sun card, right? Go get through what we're going through and then focus on where we want to be creatively, right? And let's go ahead and and I feel like with this person, there's always an obstacle to hanging out, or, you know, socially, there's always an obstacle to inviting you somewhere, or they tell you they're going to meet you somewhere and then they can't come, or there's always an excuse or always an obstacle. And it's like, why bother is what I'm feeling, pile number 3. But let's go ahead and get some initials here, okay? And we have the letter N, the letter R, and the letter L. Now, these initials can be your first name, your last name, their first name, or their last name. Let's see what else we get here. We have the letter B. We have sex only. Okay, well, here for a good time, not for a long time, right? With this person. We've got the letter H. We've got the letter J. We've got the letter Q and E. Okay. We have the name Ben, B-E-N here. Rebel, R-E-B-E-L, rebel. Rebel. Acting like a rebel. Hern, H-E-R-N-I-A would give us hernia. So maybe somebody here, we have, oh, there's the U, blue, B-L-U-E, blue. Okay, that could be someone's favorite color, or somebody just feeling down in blue. Like I said, who do people call? Who do people reach out to when they're feeling sad, when they're feeling blue, when they're feeling upset? We have the letter A. The letter A. Okay. And we've got the letter V. Okay. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close the reading, pile number 3. I hope that that reading was beneficial for you, and I hope you enjoyed the reading, my friends. Wishing you the very best.